some places, the role of parenting is given only to the woman. She gives birth and she is responsible. The mother is responsible or the woman is responsible to bring up that baby. Even if she is a professional in the highest position, the mother during her maternity has to take leave and focus completely on bringing up the baby. Particularly in cultures like in India, you find Asian countries where the sole responsibility of parenting lies with the mother, lies with the woman. But if you take the concept of gender of the parenting in some Western countries, you find that the man plays an equal role in parenting. We have the maternity leave given over here. Government gives nearly a year. Private organization give 3 months. I think statutory provisions you all should know. What is a maternity leave? But we have not heard of a paternity leave. The father being given leave to bring the baby up. But whereas if you take abroad, in all of the European American countries, you will find that equal leave is given even for the father to fix the accountability or responsibility on him to bring the baby up. And that is a gender orientation. You understand? While biologically the woman gives birth, but you cannot just fix the responsibility of bringing up the baby only by the woman, but both the parents share the equal responsibility, equal parenting jobs, and that is what is the gender orientation. And therefore today we have Madam Kushbu here to give you this training, and I'm happy that generally when you talk about women's problem, women's concern, you have only the women present there. But I am of the belief that you must have both these sexes here, man and the woman should be there in the training program to equally understand that it's not the woman's issue, it's not the woman's problem. Violence against women is not a woman's problem. Violence against women is a gender misunderstanding. Lack of sensitization towards the women's or the other gender. And therefore, I am very happy that the Department of MAHRM has organized this training program, and you as a future HR leaders, you need this ground understanding of this concept, and I hope that this training program will sensitize you, and just not you, your group, but also you will carry this message to your friends, to others, so that gender sensitization or gender equality first must begin from home. How you treat your mother, how you treat your sister, how you treat your women in the family. Let the sensitization begin from there, and then in your classroom, when you are assigning the role to a woman, to a girl student, to a boy student, how do you share? What is your perception? What is your orientation? Do you think, women are girl students, they are meant only to do this work, and this work is to be done by the boy children? So what is your orientation? What is your exposure? I'm sure at the end of this training session, you will surely have some basic understanding. It's just not to be aware, but also try to practice. So with this, let me once again congratulate and appreciate the Department of Management and also the Rotary Club Adyar for helping out with this training, and a special word of appreciation to the trainer, Madam Kushbu, and her team for being here with us to give you training on this very, very critical and relevant theme. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Every impactful session needs the right guidance. To formally introduce our distinguished resource person, I invite Ms. Shailaja P. 3rd BBA to deliver the chief guest introduction.
It's my great honor to introduce our esteemed Chief Guest, Ms. S. Kushbu Kumari. Ms. Kushbu Kumari is a woman and child rights training, the compliance expert with over 12 years of experience in empowering women and ensuring the child safety. She specializes in POSH and POCSO compliance working activity to prevent abuse and promote safe, inclusive environment. She is a founder of Kushi World, a training and coaching firm dedicated to creating awareness and building abuse-free ethical workplace and community. She has collaborated with reputed organizations such as National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, Delhi Commission for Protection of Child Rights, National Payment Corporations of India, the Cognizant, Hatcher and Flipkart. A postgraduate in Child Rights Law from the National Law School of India University and graduate of the University of Madras. She is also recognized in Future Kalam Book of Record for Traditional Martial Arts. A mission to create safer workplace and empower the individual with awareness, resilience and dignity. Ladies and gentlemen, please join with me in warmly welcoming Ms. S. Kushbu Kumari. Thank you.
It's now the time to honor our resource person. May I now request Dr. Fatima Wasif, Academic Director, to honor the resource person with the memento. Thank you, ma'am. And next, I now request our HOD, Dr. V. Sasikala, to appreciate guest of honor with the gift box. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, you all enjoy your day. All the best.
HDMI இருக்கு பட் அது கரெக்டா ஸ்பீடா யாமா யாமா Stop. Posh Awareness Day. Yes, ma'am.
Now the moment we all have been waiting for. It is my honor to invite our esteemed resource person, Mrs. S. Kushbu Kumari, Women and Child Rights Training and Complaints Expert, POSCO Women Safety Language, to address the gathering. Ma'am, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Shweta, for that wonderful introduction. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Once again. Everything we shall gather. Yes. Someone, please come forward and talk to us. Or if you don't know what that is, please move it or you can come forward. Yes. Gender sensitization பத்தி சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. So before me talking, ma'am she gave you quite a bit knowledge about what is gender sensitization. So let me just take you to the story or small history how this gender and sex and discrimination எல்லாம் வந்ததுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு. All right. So we all know that we came from, we don't know actually. People say that we came from where? Monkey. And then we turned human, right? Alright. What used to happen was, those days, men were stronger physically than women. Correct? Even today for that matter. Alright? Other than that, we can't change it. Right? So those days, what used to happen was a lot of tiger and animal, wild animals. They came and they used to attack. Alright. Since female were not that physically strong, so to protect female and children, men used to go out and fight with this animal and bring food for. They hunt and bring food for children and ladies. And in those days, there was no concept of the marriage. Anybody can marry, there was no marriage only. So it never knew that who produced whose baby. Right? So, this proper or structure they came up with a concept called marriage. Alright, they came with the concept of marriage. Now, when I was talking about the history, initially itself they were so they had power in their body, they were so strong, alright. So these men were given priority and they started capturing land, and that's how their marriage system alright. Properties, all was in whose name? Men name, alright. And that's when because the power was in the men's hand, alright, then this dowry system started. Alright. Now from there what happened? Because women cannot go and earn money because everything is given by men from outside. They used to procure and they used to give for this women and children. So now what happened? Power was started in the hands of men. So now they started dominating, they started operating from dominance. This is what the history is. Okay, gender and sex is simple. So who defined this gender? dominant person or creature, the society. How? Because the power, position, everything was in the men's hands now. Alright, so men started operating from dominance, while female was taking care of children and nurturing the children, whatever needs they would bring, she used to make it as a food and serve the children. That's how it started. Okay? And India later on, women were started controlled by men. And then the concept of equality, inequality. Alright? So now what has started happening was, male were dominant even today. Even today for female, there are very less priority given than male. Then comes gender sensitization, because now what females started doing is, they started fighting for their rights, they wanted to be equal, because boys were given a lot of priorities in terms of education, in terms of food also, in terms of what to choose. If a child, if in the same house, a male or a female were asked to choose, boys were asked to choose according to their wish, like engineers, doctors, while female were asked to choose what, like nutrition and other stuff. Got it? So that's when the problem started happening, and females started coming up and they started educating themselves. They started educating themselves with a lot of courses and studies, and they started fighting for their rights. Okay? Now that gave birth to feminism. Yes? Yes? Feminism. But India, it's now pure misunderstanding between feminism and inequality. And equality, inequality, and feminism. While females started empowering themselves with a lot of courses, studies, and education, there is a group of female, they started talking about feminism. Feminism was misunderstood. Feminism is all about having equal rights. Correct? It is not about, okay, if we high level, we can abuse you or we can talk you. Then I'm talking about gender equality. I'm just giving you the crux and story, what it is. Right? First male they were operating from dominant energy. Then females started empowering themselves. Now when females started empowering themselves, they came up with a concept called feminism. When feminism came, they misunderstood feminism with other stuff. So feminism is all about equality. I just would like to share a small incident, not the late night. Just 2 days ago, I was just going in auto, and there was a boy and girl, very young age. I think they were into a relationship, and the boy wanted to cut up. Right? You know what this boy did? He was wearing helmet, and this was happening on the highway. This boy was wearing helmet, and in helmet he just banged on the highway on the road. Okay? Now this girl who was sitting behind, she got panicked, and he just accelerated the bike. And it was so scary at the same time, and it was so funny at the same time, because anything might happen, because it was not a street, it was a highway. And you know, huge highway, how fast the vehicle comes on that road. So India was the fight with Niya, Nana, and Madri. There was no compatibility in terms of words, in terms of feelings, and they were literally fighting like one. Uneducated. I fail to understand who is educated and who is uneducated, who is literate and who is illiterate. And you just look at these two guys. well dressed, beautifully dressed. The bike was very expensive bike, I don't know the name of the bike. And this girl was dressed up with very stylish, and boy was also equally was wearing. I also saw the brand of the shoe and the shirt, and I again I thought, yaar, what is exactly happening? Allah படிச்சுட்டு வந்திருப்பாங்க. Very good, reputed family வந்திருப்பாங்க. But what is this kind of behavior? So what was the problem? What was the problem between these two? Yes. Relationship was the problem. Okay. Okay. And the relationship, what is the problem? They are already in the relationship. What was the problem? Ego issues. Okay. Misunderstanding. Okay. Trust issues. Okay. What's the lifeline? Okay. What else? What else? Yes. Whatever answer that you have told is absolutely correct. But இது எல்லாத்துக்கும் இடையில ஒரு இருக்கு. இருந்துட்டு போட்டுமே ட்ரஸ்ட் இஷ்யூ வந்து ஒரு ஹஸ்பண்ட் லைஃப்ல இல்லையோ. Those who are married for 15 years and I'm married for 18 years now. Don't we have misunderstanding? Definitely yes. Don't we have fight? Definitely yes. Then what's the problem? The problem is with awareness. Self-awareness is the biggest problem. எந்த நேரத்துல எங்க போயிட்டு சண்டை பிடிக்கிறது or எந்த மாதிரி பிஹேவ் பண்றது or எந்த மாதிரி வார்த்தைகள் யூஸ் பண்றது, all this comes out of your emotional intelligence. All this comes from this emotional intelligence. And the very main factor is, two factors is there. One is self-awareness and empathy. Empathy is nothing but understanding your feeling, at the same time understanding other feeling. Here, since you said, somebody said ego, this empathy was missing. Right? And somebody said misunderstanding. What was missing? Communication was missing. Even person wanted to try to communicate, again this ego came inside. Or நீ என்ன சொல்றது நான் என்ன கேட்கறது, நான் என்ன சொல்றது நீ என்ன கேட்கறது. Please bear with my comment if I told the other way. Yes. Now why this topic have come today? Because school la irundhu vanditeenga, college is okay. Next, what next? You're all here to build your career, isn't it? Yes or no? How many of you think no? My parents are coming, I'm coming, but otherwise I'm going to have fun. All of you are responsible, right? And everybody has that responsibility to build your career. So when you go to an organization, you need to understand certain behaviors. IQ, there is no problem. Everybody have got good education. I mean, I might don't know what you have studied because your stream is different, my stream is different. Knowledge and skill can be acquired any point of time. But if there is no attitude towards whatever you have learned or you have, then it's waste. And because of your attitude, behavior happens. Okay, the behavior is most important thing. How much of money you have, but you don't know to behave in certain place, then that's gone. That's absolutely gone. So behavior demands, every stage. சின்ன குழந்தைங்களுக்கு உனக்கு manners இல்லையா அப்படின்வாங்க. Once you become like adolescent, உனக்கு manners இல்லையா அப்படின்வாங்க. Once you become teenage, manners இல்லையா behave பண்ண தெரியாது. Once you like married, behave பண்ண தெரியாது. Once you come to the once you become old person, and then every stage of your life will demand certain behavior. Why? Why? Because where are we living? In a society. You can't say that one life, self-love. I've started thinking about, I see so many reels that people talk about boys, they have different types of bike, and I also see that helmet with horns, in the room put a horns. I've seen girls, they put nail polish and they say it's self-love. No, that is not self-love. What is a self-love? Self-love is loving your body, which means you don't abuse your body physically, emotionally, mentally. This is not a self-love. So how can you develop self-love for your mental thing? Read a lot, do meditations, write journaling, or love what you do. Love whatever you do. Like photography, do it. You want to makeup, do it. You want to sleep, that's also a form of self-love. And emotionally, keep yourself emotionally clean. Because if you're not, you can have emotions, negative emotions if you have, you cannot, no way you can succeed in your life. Because whatever you want to achieve, this negative emotion is going to come. Whatever you want to do something, your negative emotion is going to come and hinder you. So be very clear about that. So we were on gender sensitization and then we jump to emotional intelligence. So now Madam gave a very beautiful example. So I really don't have to talk again about gender sensitization. So there's two things in gender sensitization to remember. One is sex and one is gender. Okay, sex is biological, all right, and gender is socialist. People say that society has fixed certain role for boys that, in Hindi they say, mard ko dard nahi hota, they say. Mard means male and dard means pain. So men should not get in pain. You should end up on mari alura abdin. So why avangalukku vandu valikaliya, avangalukku adicha avangalukku pain irukka. So, but who gave this? Who marked this ideology? The society. Again, female வந்துட்டு இன்னைக்கு I was coming, this lady who was bike riding, that auto driver was saying, பாரு மனசுல வந்து ஆம்பளை நினைப்பேன், அப்படி பறந்துட்டு போறா, ஏதாவது ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா she can do. Correct? So do not confuse between gender and sex. I have also seen the movie they will show you like, okay, na pandra I wanted to think, self-discussing பண்ணி யோசிச்சு பாருங்களேன். இந்த பையன் வந்து நல்லா வண்டி ஓட்டுறான் and இந்த லேடி வந்து முடி குடிச்சிட்டு இருக்காங்க. Awareness. So when you go out, be aware. Be aware about your behavior. You are not watching, the whole world is watching you, and they will create one judgment about it. And we definitely do not want to do that. Yes? Now, today's topic is POSH Act. What is POSH Act? Any idea? Prevention of Sexual Harassment for Women at Workplace. Okay, now let me take you back to 1992. When? 1992. So what happened in 1992? There was a woman called Ghavri Devi. She was not a politician, she was not a celebrity, she was not from very affluent family. She was one lady. She's still alive. So I'll say she is. Okay, when 1992. So she is she works as a social worker whose responsibility is to stop child marriage. There was some marriage happening in a village of Gujjar community. Gujjar community in Rajasthan is supposed to be one of the very highest community or caste, money-wise and money power and muscle power both. And then she saw that marriage was happening for a child. So she managed to stop the marriage. Alright, she managed to stop the marriage. But what happened? For that good cause, she had to pay a huge cost. 5 men gang raped her because she stopped. She managed to, or she stopped this child marriage. So what happened next? Police station. So when she went to police station, already you would have seen in the movies, already there are a few affluent people who cannot register against them. So police did not take the complaint. Alright. Then she went to court. So here in Supreme Court, what happened was, in court what happened? They saw the law book. They opened the law book and they said that in the workplace rape we do not have any sort of law. So the accused was acquitted, which means because the law book law so what to do? Yes. Next. Yes. One minute. So she is Bhavri Devi and she's still alive today. She's still alive. Okay. So CEDAW is a convention which was signed by India. Okay. So this promises what it promises. CEDAW promises to protect women from any sort of discrimination against women. All right, but there's no particular law which says that workplace we will have law and the act. Okay, that is when. But this incident shook up the entire women community. Okay, so group of women and NGO, they came and they filed petition. Okay, they petition, and that's when a landmark judgment of Vishaka versus state of Rajasthan abhi. So the Bhavri Devi, but judgment state of Rajasthan versus Vishaka, because it's nothing to do with the pain of Bhavri Devi, but they were scared. Even Supreme Court was scared. The women want to value the empowerment. But at the same time, when she goes back and she gets this kind of humiliation, and when she comes back, there is no certain law. Okay, so Vishaka is an NGO. So under Vishaka NGO guidelines, the Vishaka guidelines. So this talks about the women ODS safety at workplace. 1997. All right. But after fighting for 15 years, in 2013 came WASH Act. That became a proper act. Other 1997 Vishaka guidelines. All right. So this is what about the background of WASH Act. So because this one woman stood and she refused to say no, what happened? Yes, so definition of sexual harassment. So in the law book, this is the definition of sexual harassment. What it says, the Supreme Court defines sexual harassment in any unwelcome. What is unwelcome? Which is not acceptable, which is not welcomed. Okay? Unwelcome sexually. Again, second word is sexually determined behavior such as physical contact, a demand or request for sexual favors, sexually colored remarks, showing pornography, or any other verbal or non-verbal contact of sexual nature. So let me quickly tell what is physical contact. Any connect with the body. Okay, so one small incident happened in an office. A lady was working in her cabin, or not cabin, the bay multi, alright, and her dupatta fell down. The manager was passing by, he took the dupatta and placed it on the woman's shoulder. This is Posh Act idea. Yes or no? What do you say? Yes or no? Think. Yes or no? What is it? Tell me.
The women felt uncomfortable like this.
Absolutely. What's your name?
Sister.
Give a round of applause. Consent matters. Consent and comfort matters. If the female felt okay, then that's not partial. If the female felt no, there was some sort of physical connect and I did not feel comfortable, he could have told me or left just like that. There was no need because I felt in the touch, I felt something not good. Okay? So now here in the Posh Act, it is not about the intent. The manager would have told, oh, my intention was not that. Here in Posh Act, the impact matters a lot. He's justifying, this was not my intention. But she says, but I got impacted. No, who asked you to do this? So then it comes under Posh Act. Yes? Then it says, a demand or request for sexual favors. This for that, that for this. Example, in a college, if a professor says that, okay, you come to my cabin, I will give you the mark. Yes or no? Is it Posh Act? Yes. Of course, yes. In a college, if a professor or classmate is sending message emojis again and again where the female is saying that no, I'm not comfortable, she's asking to stop. Is it Posh Act or no? Yes, it is. Alright. So consent is a very, very important point. So sexual favors in organization எப்படி இருக்கலாம்? Okay, நான் PPT உனக்கு பண்ணி தரேன், but அதுக்கு பதிலா what will you do for me? I will get you promotion, but what will you do? Understood? This is what? It is called quid pro quo. Alright. Next, sexually colored remarks. What is the third one? Sexually colored remarks. Okay. Oh, in a silk smita mari irukku eniki. So now silk smita is famous for not a very good thing, right? So inga enna pandranga, the word is sexual, but it is remarked as compliment. The bad intention, the wrong intention is masked with compliment, then it becomes Posh Act. You are looking like Rasagulla. What is it, Rasagulla? What Rasagulla people eat Rasagulla, isn't it? So again, it is a double meaning there. So, and these days, words like wow, sexy, very common. But if the other person feels uncomfortable about it, then gone. Alright? So, as in young professionals, it is very, very important for you to know all this. Nobody is going to accept it. Nobody is going to accept it. It's not only about the remark. I'll come to the last one, but before the showing pornography. If somebody is showing any sort of picture or videos, it will again come under Posh Act. Now, any other verbal or non-verbal conduct of sexual in nature. So, I was telling this 4-letter word which starts from F. Very commonly people say, don't. Professionals we have learned, it's okay to be a modern. but it's not okay to be unethical or. But that's what is happening. You know, people say that we are modern, and in the name of modern, what is happening? ஒரு வாழ்க்கை ஜாலியா இருக்கும் அதுவே புரிய மாட்டேங்குது people. Any other form of verbal or non-verbal? I told about verbal, non-verbal. Non-verbal. There are different types of smile, you know. See? And there's also another type of smile. The smile of romance. The smile of romance is one is pure, but then other one is sexual intent. You know the villain type. Of course, I can't act and show you, but have you seen the villain? The kind of smile, the way they see. Smile and doing justice like all this, right? This is, of course, feel. So this is called non-verbal communication and non-verbal conduct. It is called as sexual in nature. And there are fingers, meaning over finger. Right? So any other verbal or non-verbal conduct of this is most important here. If you see here, Brahma on the clear solid comment. And one more thing, in the body, or they become touching, place and shoulders, friend, just friends and the other person got impact on. So quid pro quo is a word to be used, which means something for something. And hostile environment. What is hostile environment? If somebody is, you know that in the office, the particular employee goes for water break at this point of time. And then they're going to stop converting. Or and then they're going to or and then they're going to go and then sorry, all these are creating hostile environments, creating an uncomfortable environment for that person. So in the office time, manager will come and say, "Oh, what is happening here?" Now the girl is saying, she's feeling uncomfortable, but she's not able to say. Okay, the problem is we are supposed to say. The problem is why these kind of things happen when we don't open up. And then you feel, no, I felt like that, no. So you know the definition? What was the definition? Any sort of unwelcome behavior. What else was that? Physical contact, sexually colored remarks, showing pornography, verbal and non-verbal, which is sexual in nature. Okay, that is the definition of sexual harassment. So when you go to and in this POSH Acts demand to create internal committee. Even in your college, you have internal committee. Any organization which has more than 10 members, internal compliance committee no. So every employee in the workplace is required to establish an internal compliance committee to handle complaints of sexual harassment. Okay, so presiding officer. There will be one presiding officer, senior women employee, minimum 2 internal members, external members should be there. I'm going to export NGO level, and 50% must be women. All right? Yes. So what is the power of IC committee in your, because you can't go for so you have a compliance committee. What is the powers of that? Summon and enforce the attendance, require document production, examine witness, record statement, recommend interim relief, recommend disciplinary action. So it is like, it is not like deep inquiry. When you go to this criminals, they will be inquired by a group of CBI officers and the inquiry. But yeah, there will be some sort of inquiry process. So you just can't go and tell that something happened to me. If you decide to go and give the complaint against the harasser, then there should be a written complaint within 3 months of incident. Sometimes 3 months you fail to make the complaint, it can be extended for 3 months. Alright. If a woman cannot write, IC committee will assist. Yes. Yes, please. So conciliation can happen, but no monetary settlement. That's optional. Yes. So this is what the step 3 is, formal inquiry. First step is written apology, written statement. Second step was conciliation. Third step will be formal inquiry. So how it will happen? Notice will be sent to respondent within 7 days. Who is respondent? The person who committed the crime is called respondent. Okay. Then respondent will submit a reply within 10 days. Both parties will be heard separately, and then witness will be examined, evidence will be collected. And confidentiality is very, very important. Whatever information you give, the confidentiality will be maintained by the committee. So what can be the interim relief employee can get? Transfer of respondent. However, the person is very, very a good employee of the company, giving a lot of productivity. If he comes under WASH Act, then if the victim claims that I don't want to see this person, the transfer can be done. They will do the transfer. Leave up to 3 months for complaint. Now the female says that, or the victim says that I am like my mental health has I have impacted a lot. Then 3 months with the salary she can get leave. And restraining contact, any sort of contact will not be there. A change of class or department. So these are the, and then the relief can be given to the victim. And step 5, inquiry completion must be completed within 90 days. 90 days full inquiry and the submission, report submission should happen within 10 days. So what sort of action is taken by the employer? Written apology from the offender, warning, suspension, termination, deduction of salary, community service or counseling. Right. While I was conducting one of the session, WASH Act session in one of the renowned company organization, there are a group of men who said, why do we have to attend this training? This is for workplace for women, Dane. What are we doing? So, it is not about only the victim, it is also about the offender. So, when I say victim and offender, I am not telling that female will be the victim and male will be the offender. No. So, we have also cases where male, they come and say that I am going through sexual harassment from my boss, female boss. What do I do? But there is no law, there is no act. It happens. Okay? It happens. So what do we do? Organization will have some sort of policy where it is men can also get some sort of relief out of that. So in college, this I have curated in terms of college. So types of evidence in college cases: WhatsApp chats you can have, email, screenshot, call logs, CCTV footage, witness statements, audio recording, social media message, attendance record, academic evaluation records. All these are the evidence. All these can be the evidence in terms of college. Because like I said, there will not be deep inquiry, a group of CBI on the back to back or third rated treatment alright? Yes. And no, one more thing, the onus is on the offender to prove. If the male is saying that I did not do it, you prove it. So that is why it's very, very important. And for me personally, though I'm a women empowerment coach, my concern is also more for men, because You cannot say that I don't know. And we were talking about gender sensitization. Even today, who is liable to work, or who is given that responsibility to go for work? Men. Not men, correct? கல்யாணம் நடந்துச்சுன்னா இன்னைக்கு என்ன நடந்துட்டு இருக்கு? நீ தான் சம்பாதிக்கணும். நீ வந்துட்டு எப்படின்னா இருக்கணும். வேலைக்கு போனாலும் இல்ல போகாது. But men has to work. அந்த நேரத்துல imagine அந்த நேரத்துல you are building your career, you are going for a workplace, you have to do no matter what. All right, because of the social conditioning, very safe. You have to be very safe. So this act, if today they have management decided to conduct this class, is more than women. It's for men, because for female, அவங்க வந்துட்டு இப்ப என்ன பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க, நிறைய படிக்க ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க, நிறைய எம்பவர்மெண்ட் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க, physically, emotionally, mentally. But male are still here only. So அந்த நேரத்துல போய் you can't say I don't know, I don't have awareness. இப்படி கூட இருக்கா? Can you imagine? ஒரு நீங்க சிரிச்சா கூட வந்துட்டு அந்த இம்பாக்ட் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா, ஏன் சிரிச்சான்னு வந்துட்டு you will be under caution. If you see the way, I mean, whatever feelings you had, if you're bringing it in your eyes and that gets impacted, then again you're under caution. Got it? Out of your normal conversation with your male friends, தெரியாம வந்துட்டு உங்களுடைய ஜெஸ்டர் பண்ண வந்துச்சுன்னா அங்க caution act. You cannot say that I don't know, I was not aware, or my intention was not this. So my male friends, be very careful. It is to protect you. Okay. Local compliance committee, just to know about it. Okay, I told 10 members க்கு மேல இருந்துச்சுன்னா எங்க compliance committee. Now imagine for a woman, one maid is there. வீட்டுக்கு வந்துட்டு servant இருப்பாங்க இல்லையா? So one female maid, that is a workplace. So what will happen? What if she goes through some sort of sexual harassment in that house? Where she will go? What then? It is a local compliance committee, district court unit. Alright? And one more thing, workplace is already now, it is not only the office. Example, I and you are going for a traveling in a bus, but with regards to organization and some sort of feeling you felt uncomfortable, then you can complain to your internal committee in terms of what to say, caution. And the bus kuda enna irukum, workplace. If you go for an abroad trip for work from the same organization, workplace. Got it? It is not that particular organization or particular cabin or that building. Yes. So what do I do if I'm harassed? Name the behavior. You have because inquiry பண்ணும்போது இல்ல நான் சொல்ல மாட்டேன் எனக்கு கூச்சமா இருக்கு, then gone. Okay, it will be kept very confidential, but yes, you need to name the behavior, what sort of behavior it was, and be very honest, direct statement, be serious, straightforward and blunt. Do not feel shy about it, be blunt what you have gone through, demand that harassment to stop, keep records of what happens, create witness to the behavior. How do you create a witness? You can tell your friends, keep telling the incident in the mind நடந்துச்சு. Only then, because if you do not give the evidence, then nobody can take any sort of action against a particular person. Speak up at that, most important. Open your mouth and say, no, I did not like it, do not do it. If you do about this, then that's it. I am going to do a complaint. You need to say, you can't say next time. It doesn't work like that. Tell someone, be aware of situation and people who may harm you. Yes. So these was a small case study that I brought for in terms of organization. Professor messages students at night, if you cooperate, I will increase your mark. Students feel uncomfortable but no explicit sexual words used. Is it a harassment? Yes, because it is quid pro quo, this for that. Okay? Senior repeatedly comments, you should wear more fitted clothes. Students laugh publicly but complains privately. Tell me. Did not understand? Okay. The person or the professor is saying, you should wear more fitted clothes. Sharia? And at that time, there is a situation where you do not like it, but you also make fool of yourself and start laughing. Which means you also have that consent. You have given the permission to make a joke or make you feel uncomfortable. At that point of time, it is not a sexual harassment. Had you told at that time no, then it will come under sexual harassment. So because there is a pressure exists, a peer pressure, this will not consider that as sexual harassment. Next, you need to be friendly if you want recommendation letter. Is internship covered? Is internship covered? Yes, it is covered. Today I am standing here. Is this a workplace for me? Yes, it is. நான் இந்த காலேஜ் சம்பந்தமா தானே வந்திருக்கேன். இதே காலேஜ் வந்துட்டு எனக்கு டிராப் பண்றதுக்கு ஒரு வண்டி கூட அரேஞ்ச் பண்ணதுன்னா அந்த பர்టిక్యులர் cab is also workplace for me. All right, because there will be some company who says that, oh, we have only men working at our office. It is purely for men. We have some 20 members, but they're all men. But anga or female is going and taking training, that place becomes workplace for the female. Okay, so the internship is a internship training of that particular place is a workplace. Anonymous Instagram page posting edited photos of a student. Does POSH apply if outside the campus? Yes, if it is connected with college environment. And also online harassment is also a sexual POSH Act level. In online also, if you like chat and all that also falls under POSH Act. Now this one, mutual relationship. I was giving an example. Mutual relationship turns sour after breakup. One partner files complaint. How ICC determines malicious intent through evidence, consistency, motive, witness statement. Inge vandu nadukuma kandipa nadukkum because ipo inga enna illa relationship has broken. Okay, there is also one example I would love to give. There was an organization where the boy romba kashtapattu he's getting promotion every year. Every year he was getting good appraisal and good money and good position. But he was in love with one of his colleague. So the management noticed that because of this woman, all the time she was fighting, picking up fight and troubling her, not allowing to work, they decided this person to transfer. Because they think management doesn't want this person to lose. So inga enna nadandhathu avanga vandu transfer pannittom. Notice vandhathu, but this girl told the partner, you should not go, you cannot go, how will I be without you? This boy saying, idha na poye romba kashtapattu na padichiruken, romba kashtapattu enakku inga vandu vela kadichirukku, aduvum vela kadikkiradhu periya vishayam, adu nalla vela, nalla promotion, nalla salary, just it's matter of only few years I'll be back and I keep coming and meeting you. She said no, but the boy chose to go to other state. He went, this female went and filed complaint, sexual harassment complaint against this boy. So ingenadhu false complaint irukumbodhu enna nadakkum, backfire. Just because I am a woman and this act is for women, I cannot make any sort of false complaint against anybody. So now what happened? Inquiry, ICC lo vandittu this boy was called from other state and they were saying that you are booked under POSH Act. Let's say neenga solunga indha mari enna panninga. This girl felt uncomfortable. She's telling that you forcefully took her there here and troubled her. Then this boy said, no, he has to prove it, yeah. He was very dramatic condition like that. How can she tell me? So no other option. He had to take all the evidence like movie ticket or hotel where they stayed or wherever they went and had food or shopping for her, whatever he did. And he had to show all the evidence and prove himself that no, I did not do anything wrong. I am really in love with her and I'm about to marry. Okay. So then they asked the boy what to do. Can we? Because now she's liable for that punishment, isn't it? He said, no, don't do that because I was genuinely in love with her. I don't want to give or any sort of complaint against. So in the morning, sometimes not. So breakup trouble panna, then it is under Posh Act. What Posh is not? What is not Posh Act? Not mutual relationship, not academic discipline, not performance feedback, not professional criticism. Unless behavior becomes sexual. If somebody is pressurizing you like anything, 8 மணிக்கு மேல ஆபீஸ்ல இருந்து வீட்டுக்கு போக விடாம 9 o'clock வரைய வேலை செய்ய விடுறாங்க, okay, and gives you a lot of work, that is partiality and mental touch. That is mental harassment. That is nowhere related to sexual harassment. In sexual harassment, each and every behavior, word, intention needs to be sexual in nature. Got it? Yes. The timeline I already told you. If you want to take a picture, you can take picture of this, or you can learn more about Posh Act, and you have a lot of AI tools now. Yes. So this is something called a she box. She box. Here, if you do not want to call for an inquiry or your name to get disclosed, at that point of time, you can log in this website and file a complaint against the officer. Okay, so this is what it's all about. Yeah. So with this, my content is over. So yeah, I'm open for question. Any question? No? So either yes. No question?
You mentioned that so it is follow to all the functions from the 1985 to 2013.
Yes.
Or it is like whether they can follow or they cannot.
They have to follow, they must follow.
Okay. So
Mandated by the government.
So after 2013 only that became
Become an act. Because it took 15 years from 1997 to 2013, it took 15 years to become this guideline as act. That is why it was Vishwaka versus State of Rajasthan. Because group வந்துட்டு எல்லாரும் சேர்ந்துட்டு அது கம்ப்ளைண்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. Yes. I hope all of you are also listening. Yes. So any question?
Khushbu, it will be nice if you can share a few more workplace scenarios which you have come across, like which can come under Posh Act so that the kids will understand it better. Like there are many scenarios, right, where we might think the person might not think that it's a very small thing, it's a simple thing. Why does it come under Posh Act, or
Yes.
how can the other person take it in a negative way?
Yes. So madam is saying that little things that we think idu kuda Posh Act la varumana, under the definition of Posh Act last la vandu or line in this verbal, non-verbal and gesture. So verbal vandu na sonna madri, non-verbal la sonna madri, it is like your smile. Can you imagine a thing, or can someone who's good at acting by the way here? Acting, no? Alright. So, alright, okay. So I want you all to think that villain like ma'am, I was telling you, he's a good villain. So you know, the smile is different. Laughter is different. Now he's smiling this way. So this is like feeling shy. Yes. Now he's like, yes. இது வந்து என்னது கிண்டலான ஒரு ஆமாமா கரெக்ட் தான். Okay, and sometimes was looking at this point. So this is like yeah. So in the smile, so that is very very important for you all to learn soft skills. In soft skills, your emotion is highly expressed in your smile. Okay, first in a soft skills, you need to have a good facial expressions. You need to smile properly. You need to do proper eye contact. You need to shake hands properly. But here, emotion is strongly visible on your smile. So, என்னம்மா அப்படின்னா அவ்வளவுதான் முடிச்சு. என்னம்மா தானே சொன்னேன், நான் என்ன சொன்னேன், என்னம்மான்ட்டியே, என்னம்மா, this also one tone, என்னம்மா, this also one tone, right? So this tone also matters in your smile. Then way of seeing and gestures matters a lot. So I want you to watch the videos of if you like Madhavan, he talks beautifully on presenting yourself, presenting your facial expressions, presenting your eye contact. Okay, and whatever example that I gave you, it was stalking பத்தி பேசிட்டு இருந்தேன். Stalking என்ன மைண்ட் நினைச்சுப்போம், நம்ம ஆன்லைன் ஸ்டாக்கிங் பின்னாடி ஃபாலோ பண்ணிட்டு வராங்க. அந்த பர்டிகுலர் நேரத்துல இந்த மாதிரி தண்ணி பிடிக்க போனா நீங்களும் அதே நேரத்துல போட்டு நின்றுட்டு இப்படி பண்றது, இந்த மாதிரி பண்றது, verbal என்ன சொன்ன 4 letter word, posh act. இந்த மாதிரி பாட்டு கூட வருது இல்லையா, எக்ஸாம்பிள் திஸ் தமிழ்நாடு மூவி. So if you sing songs like this also, posh act. What made you to sing? Yeah. No. But when you, but what made you to sing that song during the workplace? Now எனக்கு தெரியுமா ஒரு விஷயம், எனக்கு வந்து இம்பாக்ட் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். உங்க சேலரி வந்துட்டு 15,000 இருக்கு ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், அண்ட் என்னோட சைக்காலஜிஸ்ட் கிட்ட போயிட்டு என்னுடைய செலவு வந்துட்டு 20,000 25,000 per month நடக்குதுன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். No matter what, நீங்க எப்படி வந்து கொடுக்குறீங்களோ இல்லையோ, you need to pay that money. Salary only this much, but I am demanding you this much. No other option. நீங்க வந்து ராபரி பண்ணுங்க, சொத்தை வித்துட்டு கொடுங்க, எனக்கு மென்டல் இன்ஜுரி ஆயிடுச்சு. So be very very mindful about these little things. So yes, any other question? I hope.
Still have to be aware of defending the fake news.
Yeah.
But they can't even.
Yes. One moment.
Just a question. I completely understand the ratio of happening posh complaints is not equal to men and women. So of course that women are having more complaints. I really sad about it. But still, there are also amount of fake complaints on male employees in order to cut down their growth or in order to compete. So we still have to be in a defending side.
Yes.
Or is there any other thought in future? Will any advancements from them will be?
Yeah. As of now, there is no such law or enforcement that has brought up for men. But yeah, now what is happening is a lot of complaints, false complaints, nariya varadunala. I think the government is thinking about it. But yeah, that particular.
I want to talk about the Kerala incident. Delhi, where like a female influencer posted a video about harassment, and that man of 40s, he committed suicide for a fake harassment, and he can't able to prove it. So if it happens in the organization,
Yeah, that's what. So can't be done. Nothing can be done. So here he of course I understand the kind of pain that men also go through.
But here one small thing what you need to understand is in an organization, there the society has made it like that. But in an organization, they will run an inquiry. It is not just like that they'll terminate the other person. They will run an like how ma'am has said that boy and the girl gave the false complaint. So in your case, let's assume that both are not in a relationship, but the girl has given a false complaint, like you said. They'll run an inquiry, and if it becomes false, the boy can claim that, okay, I am not comfortable to work with this female. Correct me and
Actually,
correct
that was
me
my
if
point.
correct me if I'm wrong. That the boy can claim that, okay, now my mental health has gone bad shape. I need treatment. I want the female to pay the dues, or I don't want her to work at the same place as me. You transfer her or you terminate her. The boy can demand.
Can demand, but will it be effective?
Yes, if the complaint is done and it is proven false, then it will. You can correct me if I'm
No,
wrong.
you're right, absolutely. So that's what I was saying. Any organization, they also have certain policies for men. So here, what has happened, the suicide thing, probably this one, he was not emotionally intelligent person, balanced person. He could not bear that. And by the way, both of them are in the relationship.
No. It's a random traveler.
Okay.
They were traveling in a bus or something, and the unfortunate, it was not intentional or it was false. This female has complained that that person has harassed her in the public, and then the complaint was raised, and that the social media.
Yes, because I have not watched, I'm not these days on the social media, so I'm not come across
These
this.
things are dealing with the IPC.
Yeah.
You understand? In 2024 July, the proposal has been approved by the government. It is now in it's fully valid. So if you have a problem like that, you can go to you don't have to go to POSH for everything. See, the same POSH complaint they give to the local police station also. They have to handle it. You don't have to go to POSH. POSH is only for the organization.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Correct.
It's not, as madam was saying, repeated, it's not like a criminal inquiry or anything. You understand?
I was
So leave it at it. Don't bother. Men have enough rights, well protected.
Yeah, like now, previously with the Dowry Act, if the wife complains in the police station without an inquiry, the police will arrest the husband and raise a complaint. Now that's been changed. They cannot as such go and arrest the husband. They have to run an inquiry, and if it is proven, because like you said, many false complaints are turning up. Now they've changed the law. So like that, maybe future, if many false cases
very
will
much.
turn up,
It will.
they might revise the POSH Act, but as of now, it is only for women.
Correct. See, now, Bhabri Devi, 1992. Now, when this act came, 2013. So, don't worry. Some
You
lobbying
need to
will
be
go on.
aware of what you are doing in
Be
the
aware of,
organization.
yeah, be aware about it. So, now one very classic example here. So, thank you that you brought this point. So, India Vandittu, you can be, if you feel like men should be very, very alert in the public bus. கொஞ்சம் தூரமாவே இருக்கலாம். சிரிக்க வேண்டாம்.
Free bus for
மென்ஸ்க்கு லாரா இங்கே கேட்கணும் மோஸ்ட்டாக லா இருக்கா இல்லை மேம் பஸ்ஸில் வந்து நீங்கள் சொல்லுங்க சும்மா தள்ளி
You said about gender and sex is totally different. Men can like lift the insurance board. So when you said about workplace, men have to work. If they're getting married or not, they still have to work to run a home. But when it comes to women, it's not like that. So you said feminism is bringing equality to men and women. So do you think women should also work? It's their responsibility to also work. Like what kind of? No, I mean even man can do it. So for example,
They're already already working. They are working, they are not paid also. For example, here today I am, but if I come here, I have not just come just like that. I வந்துட்டு குழந்தை குட்டி husband எல்லாரும் பார்த்துட்டு அந்த மாதிரி யார் pay பண்ணுவாங்க?
Even a man can sit at home.
But they're not doing it.
No, do you think society?
No, I think there is some law which is now konjam irukku where when male or husband is less qualified and not able to fulfill the requirement of the family, I think female are there liable to share sort of responsibility, and it's happening on. You see, as an example, she is there, I'm here. All of us are working.
The question you asked, the change has to happen more in the society than the law. If in future, if a man wants to stay at home and take care of the family, he can very well do that. And if the woman wants, the same way, if the woman wants to go start a business, she can very well do that. The thing about gender is, ஒரு ரோலுக்கு இது ஃபீமேல் தான் பண்ணணும், இது மேல் தான் பண்ணணும். There is no such role. A woman can as such be a CEO and a housewife. The same way, a man can just stay at home, take care of all the generic roles where the women, since the generation doing that, a man can decide, no, I don't want to work now. I don't want to go to an office, do a 9 to 5 job. I want to stay at home and take care of my family, my kids. I want to cook. Yeah, he can very well do that.
If you see Gukesh, the chess player, what happened? The father, the mother was working, father was not working. So it is a responsibility or it is decision taken by those two partners.
But then again, you are like ma'am said, you have to be emotionally intelligent. Okay, பக்கத்துல இருக்கிறவங்க, if you are a man, how can you stay at home? That's a women's job and so now you should be brave enough to say that who decided that is a women's job? I am happy doing that, so I want to do it, so I'm doing it.
So do you think the society portrayed in that?
Yeah, it's all been done. Condition.
Because the same society portrayed that men should provide.
Correct. That's இப்போ அது சொன்ன மாதிரி society said that men should provide, but then it was not written anywhere. It's been happening since generations. That has to be changed. All the women empowerment. Women also can provide.
And the history சொன்ன இல்லையா, how this happened, how this conditioning happened, because men are physically strong, so they started doing it. And the conditioning அப்படியே ஸ்டார்ட் ஆச்சு. எல்லாமே அந்த கண்டிஷனிங் தானே. ஃபீமேல் வந்துட்டு பைலட்டா இருக்க கூடாது, கண்டிஷனிங் தானே. இப்போ வந்து ஃபீமேல் தான் மேக்கப் ஆர்டிஸ்ட் இருக்கு, கண்டிஷனிங் தானே. But if you see now many men, they are big saree wear பண்றாங்க, beautiful makeup பண்றாங்க. They didn't tell you. So it's being conditioned அவ்வளவுதான். This generation can change that thought process.
You guys can change it. You are the future society.
All right. So thank you so much, wonderful audience. I was looking each one of your facial expression. You were like eyebrows up here. ரொம்ப focused ஆ வந்து கவனிச்சிட்டு இருந்தீங்க. So this
one thing.
சொல்லுங்க சார்.
Ultimately, it all boils down to understanding what is consent.
Yeah.
There is something called explicit consent, implied consent. அதை புரிஞ்சுக்காம நீங்க இந்த பாஸ்ட் ஆக்ட் புரிஞ்சுக்கவே முடியாது. அது புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. இப்போ அவங்க சும்மா இருக்காங்கன்னு எஸ் நினைச்சிட்டீங்கன்னா தப்பு. பயப்படாத சும்மா இருக்கலாம். இல்ல சுத்தி இருக்கிற பெரிய பாஸ் இருக்கும்போது கேட்க நான் ஒன்றும் சொல்லக்கூடாது பேசாம இருக்கலாம். அதுதான் டிஃபரன்ஸ். இது புரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா ப்ராப்ளம். பஸ்ல போறீங்க, மேடம் போறாங்க, துப்பட்டா ஆக்சிடென்ட், பர்ஃபெக்ட் எக்ஸாம்பிள். நீங்க எடுத்து கையில எப்படி கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. நீங்க மேல போட்டீங்கன்னா உங்க ஃப்ரெண்டா இருந்தாலும் தப்பா போகலாம். ஓகே, so understand the difference between consent, implied consent, and explicit consent.
See, you can't assume that the other person will be okay with it. Assume பண்ணாதீங்க, எதுவுமே assume பண்ணாதீங்க. அவங்க வாயில இருந்து okay, I'm okay with it and வர வரைக்கும் நீங்க don't assume anything.
சில பேருக்கு வந்துட்டு நமஸ்தே இஸ் ஓகே, பர்சனல் பவுண்டரி. சில பேருக்கு வந்து ஹேண்ட்ஷேக் இஸ் ஓகே. சில பேருக்கு வந்துட்டு சும்மா அந்த half hug is okay. சில பேர் நல்லா வந்துட்டு hug பண்ணுவாங்க, it is okay. So it depends upon the individual, so where they are bringing them into their personal space. And again, consent and comfort, I think he told initially itself. So thank you so much. Have a good day, fantastic day. All the best for the future.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I request Ms. Monica Bhatt, ma'am, from Rotary Club of Chennai Galaxy to share a few words.
I hope you understood the importance of today's session. So as we conclude this impressive workshop, I would sincerely thank Khushbu for being here, for empowering the kids here, because this is very important, because from this venue you have to go, move out, face the world, face the challenges at workplace, everywhere. So you have to be aware of the situation, aware of what is happening around you, both boys and girls. And then my heartfelt appreciation to Patrician College of Arts and Science, Department of Management for collaborating with us and to our on behalf of Rotary Club of Chennai Galaxy, I sincerely thank everyone present here and also the management of this beautiful college. So let us let us take today's learning forward and continue building respectful and inclusive spaces at workplace and also around you. So be tolerant, be more tolerant towards people around you. Be respectful. Don't assume anything. Simple. Okay. Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request everyone to scan the QR code to fill the feedback form and to get the e-participate certificate. Gratitude turns a program into a memory. I now invite Ms. Judith from First BBA to deliver the vote of thanks.
A pleasant morning to everyone. As we come to the end of this insightful workshop, it's my proud privilege to propose the vote of thanks. First and foremost, I express our sincere gratitude to our esteemed resource person, Mrs. S. Kumari, for delivering such an enlightened and thought-provoking session. Your valuable insights on gender sensitivity, safety, legal awareness have truly broadened our perspectives. I extend my heartfelt thank you to Rotary Club of Chennai Galaxy and its Prism Innovation for associating with us and supporting this important cause. My sincere appreciation to our respected faculty member and management for this concern, encouragement and guidance in organizing such meaningful programs. I extend special thanks to Mr. Kamal, Mr. Jayasilan, Mr. Nanda, Mr. Suresh, Mr. Gokul for technical and media support. I also thank the organizing team of Memora faculty coordinator, Dr. Paulan Jeremina X, the student coordinators, Mr. Arshad Mohammed R, and Ms. Mahalakshmi, volunteers and every individual who worked behind the scenes to make this workshop a success. Finally, a big thank you to all participants for activity involvement and enthusiasm. Let us carry forward the lessons we learned today and strive to build a more respectful and inclusive society.
Thank you for expressing our gratitude so beautifully. With this, we come to the end of today's section. Let us carry forward what we have learned and practice respect, equality, and empathy in our daily life. Thank you all your presence and participation. Finally, this is Shweta, your MC for the day signing off. Have a great day.
Starting of the workload is you can take your break and come back to your respective classes for 1 second and May. by almost 12:25. See, you're back to your class by 12:25. Okay, 20:25, almost 20:12, 20 minutes of break, and you're coming back to class. Okay, understood? You're back to class by 12:25.
Students, everyone, kindly request you all to come for the photograph. Ma'am, Khushbu ma'am, kindly I request you to come for the group photographs. I request all the students. No, I request everyone, every student to come for the group photograph.